Hey guys, in this video, I'll be making a Sonic.EXE custom for Halloween. I'll be using a standard Sonic as a base figure. For reference, I use this image. I started off by cutting out his mouth to make it 3D. And then I swiftly moved on to painting the black eyes. I wanted to make Sonic.EXE as I had a spare Sonic head and hands from my custom Sonic Adventure figure and my custom Sonic.EXE figure, which you can watch up there. I wanted to do something a bit unique with the gloves and shoes, so I decided to start weathering them by cutting into them and adding scratches. I didn't want to overdo it either, as it might look a bit too overcomplicated. Then it was onto the shoes. I decided to paint over the bright red with a darker red, in order to make him a bit creepier, and to make him more accurate to how he's generally depicted. Then I started to dry brush some black paint onto the shoes in order to give it some dirt. This is the same method I used in my Golden Freddy figure I made last week, so if you do want to know more about that, you can watch that video to find out, as I go into a bit more depth about the paint techniques. Even though I said I didn't want to overdo the cutting, I did kind of want to overdo the paint, just a little bit, as the character is quite over the top and depicted as realistic compared to the cartoonish style that the games have. I also think that the dry brushing really brings out the nice details used in the sculpt for his hands. Now time to paint the most popular part of Sonic.EXE's character design, the over-the-top blood. After I painted the blood on his hands, I moved on to his blood red pupils. Yeah, something tells me this video is getting demonetized. Now for the final touches. I added a wash to the teeth to bring out all the details. So here he is, Sonic.EXE. I really like how his face turned out. The blood dripping down and the eyes with the glowing pupils really look nice, and the mouth looks pretty decent too. I painted in the teeth as well afterwards, just to give them some definition. Honestly, my favorite part was the blood and the dirt on his shoes and hands. They really turned out nicely, and they actually could work for a battle damaged Sonic. So I grabbed the spare Sonic head and painted his eyelids and his mouth to give him a less enthusiastic expression. This is what he looks like with the Sonic.EXE shoes and hands, and with the normal ones. I really enjoyed making this figure, as I got to make him a bit more realistic than the normal cartoonish characters I make. He looks great haunting my collection, and even some of my other figures. Thanks for watching.